Hello, welcome, welcome. If you're new, my name's Rhino. I've been building minis here for a while, and we're gonna talk on why I think my favorite Space Marine specific minis are definitely Death Watch. This does exclude World Eaters, obviously. Um, I've been having so much fun doing my Death Watch, so I figured we have a little push fit mini here. I need, what is it? I need five? No, I need nine more of these flamers, and I've got a bunch of push fit minis from whatever. I don't even know where they came from. Actually, they might have come from the Combat Patrol. And you know what? I've got a special sergeant from that, so I want to get these put together. And I'm going to kind of show you my process in Death Watch because thankfully I have a 3D printer. I have the files for my Death Watch minis. Not Death Watch minis, but Death Watch shoulder plates, as you can see here. This is a Phobos armor one because it's got those little curves, but I mean, whatever really works. If you prefer the look of the Phobos armor, you can use the Phobos armor. I'm gonna grab one out of my bag of 3D printed bits. This is a bunch of just Death Watch stuff that I have, and I want to go. Let's go with that's not a good 3D print. Sometimes the bad 3D prints sneak in. What does this one look like? You know what? I want to give him this one, where it's just a simple 3D printed Deathwatch Pauldron. He doesn't need much extra than that. The paint job does a lot of work, and not only that, but this is something I can let my chat kind of get into. Let's see here. Oh, I don't have any on my desk. That's not true. So, for instance, I have this Watchmaster here. We painted him up on stream. We did up his little special sword and everything, and we made him a salamander. Now, you might say, Rhino, why specifically salamander? I take chat recommendations for chapters, and if I can't paint them and or already don't have them because they're not one of the main chapters, I will print them out. And I've really been liking that. We have a bunch of Jetpack boys here who need chapters, and I kind of want to go successors of that's a kit bash, so we'll hold off on that. Successors of there's the other one. Successors of certain Speed Freak chapters probably would be best. And I don't know. So I always like to let people from the community choose the chapters for my minis because why not? Why not? I don't know every single chapter. You might know some fun, cool, obscure chapter, and or we do like. Oh, that's right. He has a blind eye. I was about to say I missed a spot here. Let's see if we can get the head to work. Or we do like this. This is going to be a son of a con. Or what is? I forget. It's a White Scar successor. That's why that's white. And then this is purple for that reason. But we got to give him a little special sword, and we're gonna give him probably one of these little kit bashed 3D. Well, not kit bashed, but this is a bad 3D print. But we're gonna give him one of this little curved chain blade because I think it looks good. If it wasn't printed badly, I've got extras of these. But that's a really good example of you getting to express a way of the chapter. So let's build this real quick. I'll break down how I go about cutting stuff out, maybe adding. I've got a little prayer here, so we're gonna add a prayer to them as well. I did not know that was there. I basically do have this memorized on how to build these little push fit minis. It's not too bad. I don't even have the instructions right now. And you don't have to glue it, but you will probably see me glue the arms on at some point. So, okay. Power pack. Any second now, it'll click on there. There we go. Okay, so this is where you're going to wonder, Rhino, how are you going to do your shoulder bits? Because this is supposed to be, let me grab a regular dude. We'll grab a Stern Guard vet. This is supposed to be a chapter icon on this side, and your Death Watch Pauldron goes on the other. So we'll shave off this fire support iconography, and um, we'll put whatever chapter he's going to be. I'll probably try to do as many Sons of Vulcan that I can do. Did we make the other one of Salamander? We've seemed to run kind of Salamander heavy, but I say that, and we've got a Pyroblaster here. That is definitely going to be... Oh, he's got Horus Heresy Studded Armor. No! I forgot I did that. Well, that's all right. We got a lot of extra Salamanders. He's a Salamander at heart. I'll just make the pad... I'll just put that shoulder pad as... I'll make it green, and he'll be a Salamander. I'll put something. I'll put a little Salamander thing on his back or something. We'll figure it out on stream. The only other case where this does not happen is under two circumstances. One, I'll go get it. One, it comes with, for instance, the Lieutenant with Combi weapon here. He has a special pauldron on this side, and I'm not ruining that. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite minis. I literally have been trying to get a hold of this mini for months. I was so happy to get him painted up. It was so much fun. And and he's obviously got his pauldron. Now, he should have gotten a Phobos pauldron. It really doesn't matter all that much. So let's set him right here, and I'll show you the other example. And there is a reason behind the other example, is we have an Apothecary Biologist. We had the Lieutenant with Combi weapon, so of course we have an Apothecary Biologist here. And so the reason why he kept a different pauldron, and I did this for me, kind of, you could technically just say these are brothers from the Death Watch for whatever army, and you can throw them in with their Death Watch counterparts, or not Death Watch counterparts, but their counterparts of, like, okay, say you want these minis to play with Ultramarines, you could just say they were in the Death Watch. You could say they just got back from the Death Watch. It's like an in-lore explanation on why they don't have their Ultramarine pauldron and everything, but that truly doesn't matter that much. It's just a fun way to explain it. Their armor's the same color. The Apothecary Biologist, I did not paint black. I wanted to have a bright color on the field, but he's very dirty. He's very dirty. This is a mini that I am so happy on how it came out. So, back to this. We need to shave off this iconography as soon as I find my hobby knife. There it is. Haha, I actually found it. So, first things you're gonna do is you're gonna be super careful. You could really slice your finger up good. So, and some people might not like doing this, and I totally understand if you would just wanna cut the shoulder pad off and just put a new shoulder pad on, but I'd like to save my extra shoulder pads that I have, so let's just do this. Your main goal is you want to be pretty light on it. You don't want to gouge. And guess what? This mini was primed on sprue for a different video, and is priming on sprue better or worse? Let's find out. And I truly think it did make the in the end result a little bit faster. But so this one we can just take off the iconography, then we'll spray paint it. We'll base coat it, not base coat it. We'll prime it again with black paint, and you'll never even know this little symbol was there. So now we have a bigger problem with this side. We have a whole logo. So I can't just like shave off the logo and stick this over. I really wish I could. Cut. But I cannot do that. So, and this hurts some people to see, but I do this often on stream. We will just start cutting. And we'll cut some more, and we're gonna have these shoot across the room, but I'm keeping them in my hands tonight. But yeah, I've really just fallen in love with the Death Watch. I haven't listened to any of their stories because I'm afraid that their stories aren't gonna be good. And I haven't played them on tabletop yet, and that is due to a couple reasons. One, I'm kind of waiting for 11th edition to play them on tabletop. There might be one game that I play on tabletop that is Death Watch before 11th edition. So hopefully, I'm really hoping they get some 11th edition support. But I know they're very much supported to some degree. Not much, but to some degree. So let's get these rounded off. And I'm lucky enough to be able to keep the push fit piece still in there. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Otherwise, I can't get rid of that push fit piece. There we go. Okay, so let's clean up with our hands. If you got calloused hands like I do, you can just quickly rub it down and throw this on. Make sure it looks good. If it fits your specifications, I would tell you to push it in. Actually, as a matter of fact, we probably want to put a little bit of glue on this. Let me find my glue first. There it is. It's always on the desk. Never know where it's at. So let me put a touch of glue on here. And there is kind of a reason why we're doing this. So we're using our regular glue for this, or not our regular glue, our plastic glue, the Tayama extra thin cement paste, which is honestly the best glue that I've used. I've never really used much else. And we're gonna get his arm positioned. Please, please, we're gonna get his arm positioned, please, please. I know this arm goes with this thing. Come on. Ugh, there we go. All right, that is part of the problem with push fit. Okay, everything's pushed together. We will throw a little bit of glue on the other arm. And this mini is base painted. I'm sorry, I keep saying base painted. I mean primed. So all that really means is it has a primer coat on it, and it is just simply ready to start painting if I wanted to. So I could just go right into painting, but I am not quite ready for that yet. Okay, and before we get this all the way down on there, we'll want to put a little dot. Now, there's no push fit here, so you want to have a touch of glue. So when this all glues together, it gets good and solid. Now, we're missing two things still. We want to put a prayer on, and we want to do our other thing. Let me get the extra stuff, throw it in the trash can I keep underneath my desk. Okay, now, since these are 3D prints, we need super glue. So we'll throw way too much super glue in there. That's a great way to start this. We're gonna restart. We're gonna grab another bit. I'm not. That thing's full of super glue. There's no way that's gonna turn out good for me. So I can print these off for free. Well, it's not free, but here we go. Exact same one. Let's try this a second time. Okay. A dab of super glue is all we need at most. There we go. And actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of super glue on here because I don't know exactly where these contact points are gonna be. Truly, honestly, if I had something like green stuff, I like green stuff more than milliput. I do have milliput, but I do not use it very often. I would probably just slice off a good chunk of his arm and just milliput or green stuff it. Okay, that's kind of what I was afraid of. So we still need to chop off the top of his shoulder still again. And there we go. Well, if you get it all lined up and square. Let's get a little bit more super glue on there. And you only use the super glue for 3D printed bits. You cannot use extra thin Tayama cement or extra. You can't use the Tayama stuff on it. Okay. I think it's centered. Gotta be to the point where I like it. I see a little bit of trash. Let me get the trash off. Like a piece of fabric or something. Please? There we go. Okay, and now we got that centered. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead. Okay, we do not have it centered. It needs to be like that because you want to cover up anything. Now you're gonna say there's a white spot right there. That's gonna be painted over black when we do a prime. Yeah, when we reprime the mini. So all we got left is a little hit of this, and we'll throw it on the vents of his power pack because why not? So right there, and we got our little dude. Now some of you might ask why specifically do I like Deathwatch so much, and it's a very easy answer. They're really cool dudes, and you get to do some fun kit bashing. I've truly learned to kit bash with my Deathwatch. Let me get some stuff out of the way. Now, there is things like simple kit bashes. We have this Night Lord with Xenos Blade. This Xenos Blade is 3D printed. It is not like official one, but it is more of the old design of a Xenos Blade. My hand is in the way for a reason. I'm trying to give it some shadow. We have, for instance, a Dark Angel, and he's got a little Dark Angel helmet with a hood, and he's obviously got a pauldron. I have the upgrade sprue, so he's got his little Watcher in the Dark with him. In lore, they might not actually follow them into the Deathwatch, but you know what? This is my army, and I'm going to do what I want. So I've got to figure out what to put on here, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. And he's got his shield, of course. Not only have I kit bashed that, I've kit bashed a Black Dragoon. I say Dragoon. It's Black Dragon. They are the ones with the bones that grow out of them. They use them for melee. They are, I believe, a Salamander's successor chapter, and half of his shield is parchment colored, and there's a reason for that. I want to put writing all up and down this shield, so look forward to that. I've got to print out transfer sheets to do that stuff, and transfer sheets to do his logo, and then I'll probably find a transfer sheet to do that as well. But these little bone pieces were from Tyranids, and then truly the best kit bash I've done so far. I'm gonna get you ready for it. Okay, here it is, and totally original idea. If this has been done other places, I've never seen it. We have my Judiciar with Bone Sword after it's decapitated a Tyranid Prime, and he is part of my homebrew chapter, which is the Red Hands. Let me see if I can get this to actually come on. Quit washing it out, please. Okay, it's not gonna. That's probably about as good as you're getting with the shadow. It's a red hand plant, and it's a bloody red hand plant. It's a bloody red handprint, and there is a reason behind that. One, I am a World Eaters fan. I have currently painted World Eaters on my desk, ones that are closer to being done than others, but I've still got a couple steps to do. I have a 2,000 point World Eater army already, not fully painted or anything, but I also, I mean, look at my VTuber model. I might be a World Eater fan. Also, I took the handprint off of the captain of the Conqueror. Is it? Oh my god! If I don't remember the name of Angron ship, I'm gonna be called a tourist. I believe it's the Conqueror. I'm pretty sure it's the Conqueror. Latora Soral. She has a bloody red handprint on her chest, and so we stole that and made that our chapter logo. And you might ask, well, what's the significance behind it or whatever? It's they stay bare and white until your first real battle. Then your sergeant or whoever's leading you will come up and slap your shoulder. And oftentimes it will be covered in blood, and they won't, obviously the blood's going to dry off, but that insignia will forever stay on the shoulder plate. And let me see if I can get it to look again, make it so you can see it better. And you can see it's not square, and I want it to not be square. Not everybody's going to have the perfect squared handprint on their shoulder. Also, the other reason why this is the way it is, I've got those Goblin Hobby stamp kits, and this is one of them. So that is it. That'll be the end of the video. I've truly loved doing my Death Watch stuff. Like I said, it gives me an excuse to make some cool minis, kit bash a bunch of cool stuff. I might get some intercessors and get some chain axes sometime soon. So we shall see on that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll hit you with the outro, and then you can probably hear all my bloopers because I like putting those in at the end of the video. So wherever you are in the world, have a good day, evening, and or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.